sunshine. Sip from my rainbow, deliciously mango. I think it's a syndrome, got me so windblown. Show me the door, how far can you fall? Freedom in galaxies, mapped out my fantasy.
I'm Sandra Sandy Schneller, and this is Romancing Me Pescatarian Style.
Implode with blessings, blessings for me. This is reality, I'm living my dreams.
Hey, this is Sandra Sandy Schneller. What are you eating tonight? Yeah, we are doing it up tonight with our seasoned meatless greens. Oh, baby, those so good. You know, people think there's meat in those greens. They taste so good. Oh, we got some great seasonings in it. Oh, and it's all organic, non-GMO tonight. And we're going to top it off with a side of homemade cornbread. Oh, yeah. I can't wait to get into those greens. Oh, baby, let's get cooking. Okay, so we're going to get started with our greens here. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil first. I'm going to add the garlic now. So that can start, kind of stir that very quickly because we don't want that to get too toasted. I'm now going to add the onion. Around a little bit, and now we can add the butter. Stir that around in here a bit, and now we're going to slowly add water and our other ingredients. So first we're going to add 4 cups of water. 1. I was going to slowly add the water anyway, just a cup at a time, really. And stir it in. Gosh, it smells so good already. Hey, we are going, moving and grooving with our meal tonight. Seasoned meatless greens. Oh, and we're going to have some homemade cornbread with that. I got a little bubbly going on. Cheers to you. Let's get back and see what's going on with that pot of greens, okay? Actually, the stock water that we're setting up for it. Okay, we're now going to add to the boiling water here a tablespoon of vegetable bouillon base. And this is organic as well. Yes, I don't mess around. Let's stir this in here to get it all off of the spatula. Now let's go ahead and add our seasonings. We have no salt, seasoning that is, along with some salt, black pepper, and red peppercorns. That's going to give us a really nice flavor, that red peppercorn. So let's add that all in and stir it liberally because we want that to be really well blended. And here's the first pot. Look at those greens. Look how those are. Let me just move that pot for a second to see the greens. Look at that. And that's our first pot. They're nicely, freshly cleaned. You know, I started adding the greens. I cleaned my greens with vinegar and baking soda the first 2 times. And then the next time around, I just clean it with plain water. And they do it in a group session for 5 times. And then the last wash is in individual leaves. So it takes me a long time to prep these greens. Keep adding them until the pot is full, and they'll all simmer down. Of course, it's like, oh, will all those greens fit in the pot? Yeah, they will. Okay, see how these are going in? This whole bowl is going to fit in, and this is a huge bowl as well. This bowl is really big. This is my largest bowl I have in my house too. We are moving and grooving. We are getting ready to start on this cornbread. Yes, darling. You ain't having cornbread until you make homemade cornbread. Yes, cheers to you. Here we have actually 5 cups of organic yellow cornmeal, and I have another cup of organic well, not whole wheat, but white flour that I'm just blending these two together with a perforated slit spoon here. See how I stir that in, blending that really well together. Now I'm going to add 2 cups of low-fat buttermilk. Now, this is a large pan that I'm making. You can cut this in half. And actually, if you want to get this recipe, just email me at Sandra. Do it at Sandra@RomancingmePS.com, and you will get the recipe for half of this pan. I usually make half of this order, but I'm making care packages for friends. Now I also add 1.5 cups of heavy whipping cream. Again, you will make this recipe half the size when you get the recipe from me, the ingredients here. Please like and subscribe, share this video, because this is a wonderful combination of old Southern style cooking, organic style, and it's vegetarian too. So now we're going to add 2 eggs, and of course my eggs are organic. This entire meal is organic, non-GMO. Right down to the slices of the tomatoes that we'll have on the plate. Okay, let's blend that really well. Okay, that's really blending well there. I'm going to now add, actually I have my pan here, and I have, see the butter in the pan I have there? I have 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to get that melted in the oven right now. Let's put it in the oven so it can melt. Okay, here you go. See that 2 tablespoons of butter? See that butter melted there in the corner? We're going to pour it on into the mixture here. Yeah, this is definitely a very good fat-filled bread. I mean, you only eat it very seldom, so it's okay. Everything in moderation, you know? Everything in moderation. So here we have some baking powder, salt and pepper as well. I'm going to slowly add those things in. We have that baking powder to make sure it rises well. I'm going to also have 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm just going to add that to the baking dish. There we go. And move it around a bit in a second. Just going to keep going here to make sure it's all mixed well. Okay, I'm going to add the rest of the baking powder, salt, and black pepper. You can get this menu by just emailing me cornbread in the subject matter. Say plain cornbread, then I'll make sure I know that it's not the onion one. I haven't made the onion one for you yet, but I will. Emailing me at Sandra@RomancingmePS.com. You can get this wonderful menu, and it will be half of what I'm making right now. As I said, I'm making an extra pan of it because I'm, sharing it with some friends, some care packages. Yeah, that's how I roll. Okay, let me just, now you see how the oil is on the sides here, and I'm just going to move the oil and push it on top. That helps with the browning process. Oh, this should be a really nice pan of bread. And I have the rest of that buttermilk left over. I will have a bowl of buttermilk and cornbread later. Okay, we're back at our greens. All of the greens are in the pot now, And I've added the sweet red and orange peppers. That's going to give us that lycopene we need. I'm going to add a tablespoon and a half of raw organic apple vinegar. And I'm also going to add 2 tablespoons of raw honey. Yes, I love my honey and my greens. I mean, it's not going to make it very sweet at all. It's just going to make sure that any bitterness that's coming from the greens will be blended, will be masked, I should say. And the very last ingredient we have here is a half a bunch of organic Italian parsley. Now my heat is on medium high, and I'm going to leave it there for a minute or 2, and then I'm going to reduce it and let it simmer for about 15 minutes. Hey, are you ready for the big reveal? Look at that. This is just good old-fashioned down home cooking. We got our seasoned meatless greens here. Look at that. And we have the homemade cornbread. Oh, that was smelling so good. The house is smelling wonderful. And I just added some tomatoes here, an additional lycopene, antioxidants. You see that there? Yeah. This is all organic, non-GMO, baby. A nice big one for you. Check it out here. You get that cornbread on the end with the greens just dripping. Was that good? I bet it was. I'm going to try a little bit myself. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, here I go. I love my seasoned meatless greens. I'm about to chow down. And then later, I'm gonna warm up some, later for my late dinner, I'm gonna warm a piece of my bread and have my buttermilk with it. That's real down home, right? That's something my grandmother used to do. And that's what I learned from her. That was one of the most memorable, delicious moments when she would make the cornbread. And it's part of this recipe as well. My father wouldn't do it, but this is mostly his recipe. It was just wonderful. And I'm about to really get down in this because it's enticing. Stay tuned next week for some more goodies. Yeah.